Ever been stressed and someone just says, hey, just stay positive? Actually, that's some of the worst advice you can ever get. For years I would try to force that positive thinking and just feel guilty when it failed. I thought I was the problem, but I was just falling for 3 sneaky traps that prevent us from fixing our lives. I'll show you how to escape them, but there's a bigger hidden problem no one talks about. If you want to avoid that even worse trap that leaves you completely powerless, stick around till the end. Okay, here's trap number 1. Positive thinking is just denial. When you have a real problem, like you're stressed about bills or you hate your job, just being positive is a lie. I used to do this all the time. I was in a job and I couldn't stand it. But I would just tell myself, be grateful you have a job, just be positive about it. But ignoring the fact that I was miserable didn't make me less miserable. It just made me feel fake. It's like putting a smiley face sticker on a rotting piece of fruit. You're not fixing the problem. You're just hiding it. And in the meantime, that problem just gets bigger and bigger. So the only way to escape this trap is to face reality. You have to do the opposite of what positive thinking tells you. You have to turn around, look right at the fire and say, okay, this is a real problem. I am unhappy. Here's a simple way to do it. Get a piece of paper and write it down. I'm not happy with X. Make it real. You cannot solve a problem you refuse to see. This is the first most powerful step. Great. So you've stopped lying to yourself. You faced reality and said, this is a problem. But this is where you immediately fall into trap number 2, the emotional backlash. The second you admit, I'm not fine, you get hit by a wave of real emotion, fear, stress, sadness and anger. And because we've all been told our whole lives to be positive, we feel intense guilt about these bad feelings. Therefore, you're now being punished twice. It's awful, right? You have the original problem, the stressful job, and now you feel guilty like a failure just for feeling bad about it. This is toxic positivity, and it's a cycle that leaves you feeling completely powerless. You have to learn this. Pain is a signal, not failure. Your feelings aren't bad, they're just data. That anxiety you feel, that's not failure, it's an alarm bell screaming, hey, this is important, pay attention. You have to embrace that. It's okay and necessary to feel uncomfortable. Honestly, sometimes things need to hurt you just enough to finally force us to make a change. Your only job here isn't to fix the feeling, it's to listen to it. It's a compass. It's telling you that you're going in the wrong direction. This one is a huge mindset shift and I'm curious about your experience. Think about a time in your life when feeling bad was the only thing that finally pushed you to make a positive change. Let me know what story in the comments. I'm really curious to read them. Okay, so you've accepted your feelings. You're using that pain as fuel. You are ready to make a change. But this brings us to trap number 3. The passive trap. This is where positive thinking tells you to visualize success or manifest a solution. This is a fantasy. It's like sitting on the couch visualizing yourself at the gym and then wondering why you're not getting any stronger. You're waiting for a feeling like motivation to change before you take action. Therefore, you just sit there thinking while the fire you acknowledged in step number 1 gets closer and closer. You're being passive, not positive. The fix is to focus on a tiny action, not a big feeling. Forget trying to feel motivated. Motivation is what you get after you start, not before. Ask yourself this one question. What is the absolute smallest, tiniest step I can take right now to make this 1% better? Don't visualize your bills being paid. Find the login for your bank account. Don't manifest a new job. Open a new document to start your resume. That this tiny physical action is what creates real momentum and not wishful thinking. So you've escaped all 3 traps. You're not in denial, you're not guilty, and you're taking action. You're a realist. But this is where you fall into an even worse trap. You get so good at seeing problems that problems are all you see. You've escaped toxic positivity only to end up as a realist who is actually just negative, hopeless and miserable. We all know people like this. They are cynical. They think everything sucks, why bother? They've lost their hope. They've lost their energy. They've become completely powerless. You've traded a fake smiley face for a dark, hopeless one. This is the real danger. So how do you fix both? How do you stay realistic without becoming a negative, hopeless person? How do you avoid the fake trap of positivity and the miserable trap of hopelessness? This is the one simple system I promised you. It's just 2 steps. First, you see the problem honestly. This is your realist side. You're a scientist just looking at the facts. You face reality. You say, okay, the fire is real. This is big. I have this much water. Second, you believe you can fix it. This is the real positive thinking. Let's call it active optimism. This isn't wishing the fire wasn't there. This is believing you have the power, the energy and the intelligence to put the fire out. Your thoughts do shape your reality. You need the pain, the realism to be the map that shows you where the real problem is. But you need that real positive belief, the optimism, to be the fuel in the tank that gets you there. You need both. So that's the system. Stop being just positive. See the problem honestly, but believe you can solve it. This is how you actually change. If you struggle with overthinking, then this video might be interesting for you.